Time for another movie review. Are you sick of these yet? I'm not, because it means I'm going to a lot of movies and I'll never get sick of that. Have I mentioned lately how awesome MoviePass is? I think it's been long enough that it needs to be mentioned again. MoviePass is a great service. And I've had to take a picture of my ticket stubs the last few times I've gone, which is slightly annoying, but I know that they do it because there are people misusing the service, and I want to get rid of those people because I want this service to stay because I use it the way that they tell you it's meant to be used, and it's wonderful. Anyway, I did use MoviePass to go see Blumhouse's Truth or Dare film. Horror films are usually not something I go to, and I've been to 2 in the last week, which is strange, but I do like Lucy Hale, who is in this film as an actress. I think she's really, really fun, and Tyler Posey from Teen Wolf is also in this film, and I liked Teen Wolf, so I thought it'd be worth seeing him in something different. Plus, Blumhouse has a tendency to make pretty good films. I really liked Happy Death Day, which they made recently, and Get Out was pretty phenomenal. And I've seen several of their other films because we've had haunted houses about them, and they're terrifying, but also good. Clearly they know what they're doing. I went to this film knowing that the hype for this has been pretty on the low end, and people were expecting it to be not so good. I was a little terrified. Not jumping out of my seat at any point, because the tension wasn't really built that way. It's not really a jump scare film. You most of the time know when things are coming. It's an anticipation build, but I thought that it was cleverly done. If you don't know the premise, and spoilers will abound from here on out, these friends go to Mexico. They find a stranger who invites them to go to this old abandoned monastery and play Truth or Dare. They start playing the game, and then they return home, and the game follows them, and basically they have to continue to play Truth or Dare, and if you don't tell the truth, you die. If you don't complete the dare, you die, and if you refuse to play, you die. They have to continue to play the game, and slowly they start to die. It's an interesting premise, pretty basic. There were some questions that had been brought up between Andrew and I before I went to see the movie. Questions like, well, why don't they always ask for truth? Well, they answered that one pretty quickly. It turns out that the people who started the game the first time played 2 truths and a dare, which means that if 2 people pick truth, the next person has to pick dare. They are not given an option. So when the game continues, it's that way. Very, very simple way to solve that issue, but clever and fits within the universe, so I thought that was well done. It was nice that they had anticipated people being like, well, you can just do truth all the time and then it's fine. They wove that in. There were a couple of times where the dare was like, your dare is to tell the truth about this. I was thinking, really? That's cheating, but fine. You find out eventually through the course of the film, they start trying to figure out why this is happening, and it becomes a bit of a mystery along with the horror film, and I liked that element of it. I liked that it wasn't just the dares coming for them, it was them also trying to solve the mystery of how it happened and how they could possibly stop it, and working together. And clearly Truth or Dare in this way caused a lot of drama because it asks you to do ridiculously dangerous things, and a lot of people died. But eventually they found out that a group of women who were living in the convent had been abused by the priest who lived there, and they called up a demon in order to get revenge on him, and this demon is a trickster god and plays games, and so they started a game of hide and seek, and the demon became part of that game. And then they were able to seal him up, and when a group of college kids broke in and accidentally broke the jar that was sealing the demon up, they played Truth or Dare, the demon globbed onto that game, and that's how you ended up with the story that we have now. And they have to figure out how to solve it. I will not spoil the ending, but it's clever and a good, solid end to the film, and ties together part of the questions that were happening at the beginning when they were playing Truth or Dare and thought it was just for fun. And I thought that that was pretty well done. Surprisingly good film. Maybe not the scariest, so if you're really into horror films, probably not for you. I have a feeling that horror buffs would find this film laughable, but for a scaredy cat like me, it perfectly trods the line with being a little bit creepy enough to make me a little nervous as I was sitting there, but also have an element of mystery and have this puzzle that you could maybe solve, and also really get me going, like, oh man, I really want them to save themselves. I know what they can do. Like, get really excited about that. And a satisfying ending. A cleverly terrible ending. And that's exactly what you need from a horror film, right? A cleverly terrible ending. So I guess I would recommend this to you if you are like me and sort of in the middle of the line. And I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars, I think. And I only have one more thing for you. Truth or Dare? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you tomorrow. I know a lot of people made fun of the like weird face that they have in the trailers. People are like, oh, it looks really gross. But they make fun of it themselves in the film. She goes, man, creepy faces, like some sort of creepy Snapchat filter. Clearly, they are self-aware of it and did it for a reason, which I liked. And also, I don't Snapchat anymore, but does Snapchat have that filter now? Because I'm betting it will.